One of the most encouraging movie developments during the last 5 years or so has been the birth of a young, healthy, and sometimes inspired film industry out of Australia, a nation not previously known for its movies. And here on Sneak Previews, for example, we've recently looked at such good Australian films as My Brilliant Career and Picnic at Hanging Rock. And now comes the most honored Australian film ever made, Breaker Morant. It's based on a true story set right after the Boer War at the turn of this century. It gets its title from Harry Morant, a wild horse breaker or trainer who fought on the British side in South Africa and then found himself being court-martialed for war crimes. Morant and 2 other soldiers were accused of killing some captured prisoners. In this scene, they meet the young and inexperienced attorney who's going to defend them.
As a matter of interest, how many courts-martial have you done?
None.
None? Jesus, they're playing with a double-headed penny, aren't they?
Would you rather conduct your own defense?
But you have handled a lot of court cases back home, sir.
No. As a country town solicitor, I handled land conveyancing and wills.
Wills might come in handy.
I'm going to need a lot of information.
Do you think they're going to imprison us or cashier us, sir? My father, if he found out...
Have they told you? There are several murder charges. The penalty's death.
Breaker Morant is told largely as a courtroom drama, and here's one of the most dramatic scenes. An aide to the British commander is called to testify, and he's asked if he ever had discussed the killing of prisoners with Morant's commanding officer, a Captain Hunt.
Colonel Hamilton, last July, Captain Hunt took 2 polo ponies to Lord Kitchener's headquarters in Pretoria, at which time you had a conversation with him regarding war prisoners. Do you recall that conversation?
I have no recollection whatever. I have never spoken to Captain Hunt with reference to his duties in the Northern Transvaal.
You're a liar! Order!
You are under oath, sir.
I am aware of that.
Major Thomas, I trust you'll agree that closes the issue of the alleged orders to shoot prisoners.
On the contrary, sir, I regard Colonel Hamilton's denial as having no bearing at all on the defense. I submit that it is, in fact, inadmissible evidence. A conversation is stated to have taken place between Captain Hunt and Colonel Hamilton, which conversation was relayed by Captain Hunt to Lieutenant Morant. Now, it really doesn't matter from whom Captain Hunt had his instructions. The fact is clear from the evidence that Captain Hunt did tell his subordinates, not once, but several times, that no prisoners were to be taken. This fact is admitted by witnesses for the prosecution. Captain Hunt's instructions were entitled to be obeyed, which goes to remove any suggestion of malicious intention on the part of the defendants. This entire court-martial, sir, should be dismissed.
Breaker Morant is an intelligent film, cleanly edited, well photographed, and acted with attention. I think you can probably see especially in that second scene. But there's a drawback to Breaker Morant, and that is that the form of this film is traditional and I thought very predictable. It's a standard military court-martial drama. Somehow I felt like I'd seen it before and done better in movies like Stanley Kubrick's Paths of Glory, Joseph Losey's King and Country. So Breaker Morant is a good movie, but it's not in the same league with those movies, and I can't quite recommend it.
Well, I can. I think the film is not standard at all. I thought that it did something special. I've seen a lot of films set in courtrooms where the whole thing is about the gimmicks and the tricks of courtroom work, the legal profession. This film, I thought, stayed on the subject of ideas. The whole idea of military men being accused in a wartime situation of following their orders of their leaders too explicitly, and then the top guys, to get off the hook later, stick it to the underlings. So, and I thought that was a fascinating idea. I don't think it's the greatest film in the world, but I think it's a lot better than you're giving it credit.
So you like the fact that they got involved in the ideas instead of just getting involved in whether this attorney is going to be able to outsmart that attorney and what this guy's story is.
I liked it a lot.
I found it to be a very interesting film. It's another one just like The Howling, totally different genre, but the same feeling. It's just a near miss. You know, it's a good film, but not quite. Says me. Says me, right.
You're 0 for 2 as far as I'm concerned. Our next
Okay.
film, Alana, we also split on Breaker Morant, the story of a famous Australian court-martial. I was struck by the strength of the performances and the direct confrontation of a very real political and moral problem. Roger admired it too, but felt this kind of story had been handled better in other films, and he votes no.